In 1209, at Christmas, Llewelyn, Siwan, and Ellen, Llewelyn's firstborn daughter with Siwan, was sent an invitation by Siwan's father, King John of England, to come and join him at his court for Christmas. Llewelyn decided to accept the invitation of his father-in-law, and so he gathers 100 of his men to travel down to London. As they are about to leave Tegengel, which is in English known as Englefield, they meet a man with red hair, a tatty cloak, dirty clothes with deep holes within them. The man sees them coming along on their horses and he cries out to them, "Sirs, are you travelling to Llundain?" Llewelyn responds, "Yes, we are. Why, is it any business of yours, sir?" And the red-haired tramp responds, "No reason, sirs. I just would love to go to London. Do you have a spare horse that I may ride with you?" Llewelyn, being a gracious prince, says, "Yes, we have a spare horse, you may ride with us." And so they ride down to London. Llewelyn, Siwan, Ellen, his 100 men, and the red-haired tramp. When they arrived in London, the red-haired tramp said, "If you have any need of magic or illusion, I am at your command, my prince." Llewelyn, Siwan, and Ellen arrived at the court of King John and are greeted by King John, his wife Isabella, and his sons Prince Henry, who at this time was of the age of 2, and Prince Richard, who was still not a year old. They sit down for a feast with the barons of England, a few of the marcher lords of Wales, and they are treated to the finest of meats. After the main course, King John brings out his wizard and says to his wizard, "Show us some wonders." The wizard conjures up images of ships, tall prow, white sails upon a deep blue sea, festooned with gold and jewels. The lords were amazed. Then the wizard waved his hand again and produced the image of a forest, dark, green, deep, with deer running through it. The wizard then banished this glorious image. Some of the barons, after having drunk too much wine, jested that no Welsh prince could possibly have a wizard as skilled and fine as King John's. Llewelyn, as he had also drunk too much, said, "Of course I have a finer one. I just have to go and get him." So he sends his lieutenant to go find the red-haired tramp. An hour passes, and then he returns with the red-haired tramp. He is told of the 2 illusions that King John's wizard conjured. The tramp pauses and waves his hand. There, slowly filling up the banquet hall, was a deep blue and green sea, speckles of foam floating on the top. Then, out of a fog bank, came the first of the ships, bedecked in gold and jewels, far deeper and richer than that which the English wizard had conjured. The lords were amazed, for it was only the least of the ships that came out, each one more beautiful than the rest. The red-haired man waved his hand, and that illusion disappeared and was replaced by fields, vast fields, with a forest in the distance, and out of the forest tumbled a horde of boar, chasing across the landscape. And then Llewelyn's hunting dog Gelert leaped and caught the greatest of the boars and brought it down. The red-haired man waved his hands and summoned 26 servants who proceeded to slice the boar up and cook it and bring it around to the assembled lords. They were amazed at the power of this Welsh wizard, But the English wizard screamed that this was unfair, that he had not been given any indication as to the power of the Welsh wizard, and he demanded a retrial. And before he struck the red-haired man transformed him into a doe. The doe bucked and bleated and attacked one of the lords. The lord drew his sword and slew the doe. King John was thrown into a rage that his court wizard had been slain by one of his lords, and he demanded recompense from Llewelyn for bringing the wizard who turned his wizard into a doe. The red-haired tramp raised his hands and said, "My lord, no harm has been done," waved his hand over the corpse of the doe. It was transformed back into his wizard, who was none the worse for wear. John and the English lords and the Marcher barons were amazed at the power of this Welsh wizard, and so they showed honour to Llewelyn and the Welsh wizard. After the 12 days of Christmas ended, Llewelyn and his entourage rode back home to Gwynedd. Just as they reached the border of Tegengl, the red-haired man said to Llewelyn, "This is where I must leave you, my lord. But should you ever need me, I shall be there, my lord."